so Matt Warlock, Gary, because I mean it's one where we have had the majority of the chances, I would say, for about 75 minutes and ended up losing.
Yeah, and the majority of the play as well. First half in particular, I thought we were really good in the first half, and again we've switched off a set piece, and I've said it time and time again out here. We're shooting ourselves in the foot, and that's the only place I can be critical of the team in the last few weeks in terms of the goals that we're conceding. If you look at the Linfield game, we played ever so well first half, conceded 2 goals to corner kicks, we gave away 2 penalty kicks, went to Dungannon last week and probably controlled a good part of that game and conceded a corner kick for to go 1-0 down. And again tonight we've dominated a team that's sitting at the top of the league in the first half, created 2 good chances, didn't take them, and they get a free kick and we switch off. We don't win the first header and we don't get to the second phase that, and we end up a goal behind coming in half time. Again, the boys went out in the second half, as you said, Michael, and played really well again, and again concede a corner kick, second phase again, don't mark, we're not tight enough, 2-0 down. But again, in terms of overall play and commitment and effort, and considering we were down to our last 11 players today, I thought that the boys were crediting. I'll always criticise them if they deserve criticised. I'll always praise them when they come out and they put it in and they put the effort in and they play well, and they did without getting their just rewards for that. But I thought the 3-1 scoreline was very harsh on them. The third goal up, you sort of write off because we're 2-1 with 3 or 4 minutes to go, and you're trying to get that equaliser because we've done it down there, and you're thinking, can we do it again? So you go an extra man up front and see what happens, and it didn't work out. And they've scored in the counter-attack, but you don't really count that goal. But the other goals that we conceded today, and apart from Ronan Hale had a wonder strike from 25 yards, it's a crossbar. But apart from that, and that's a wonder strike, it didn't cut us open. For a team that's top of the league, they play really good football. They've cut most teams open this year. They didn't really do that to us today. It was, again, 2 basic things in football, as I say, set pieces where the ball's dead, you've time to mark your man. It's not an open play where you're getting moved about and you can maybe get picked off. It's a set piece where you've got your man to mark, and you need to stick them and concentrate and stick with him in first phase, second phase, and we always talk about third phase as well if it comes back in. But we didn't do it, and that's what's put us 2 goals behind today. And I said the boys after, like I was watching the Arsenal game on Saturday as well, and we talk about Arsenal, a wonderful team and everything else in the Premier League in England. They've scored the most goals from corner kicks this year. You know what I mean? And it's a massive part of football. And to go back to the famous Linfield teams over the last few years with Hawkey, Gallagher and Stafford, they won leagues with corner kicks. They took 21 points one season with winning goals from corner kicks. So they're a massive part of the game, and we have to defend them better, and it's been an Achilles heel of ours for most of the season, and boys have to start concentrating. We keep talking about it, we keep showing them it in the videos, and we have to be better at that. And I think if we can improve on that, and you look at our games and look at goals, I think it'll help us massively. But again, it was probably tougher today. You have no Doyler there, you have no Bernie there, you're missing a few bigger players, no Isaac Bird there, and that doesn't help you either, when you're trying to defend set pieces. We were quite a small team today, but against Linfield we were big, against Dungannon we were bigger, and we still conceded set pieces. So it's a thing that keeps happening, and we have to keep working on it in the training ground, and we're going to go and work on it on Thursday night now, because we know we'll go to Carrick on Saturday. And with Carrick, they're really good at set pieces. It's a big part of the game. It's going to be a battle. We need to be up for that. I thought we were really up for a battle tonight. I thought we were aggressive all over the pitch, and we won most second balls tonight and played in the front foot. But as I said, we didn't get our just rewards in terms of the result.
There was actually a great chance. Was it at the end of the first half where it comes across the AP, and I think he almost snatched at it. If he scores that there, it's 1-1 going into the break. It's a completely different game.
Jack Malone had a good chance in the first half. With the goalkeepers out of the goals, the boys got back in the line. He scuffed his shot. He also had a great cross from Peter, and Snods gets a cross the goal and heads it wide. And he glances it. So we've had our chances. We have had our chances. We've played some good stuff in the second half as well. But again, the difference is, when they get their chances, they've got Joe Gormley, they've went and signed Parkhouse for money, they've got Rory Hale, Ronan Hale, the wee boy Moore is an exceptional player, and I thought Aaron Rodgers played him unbelievable, and I thought he kept him quiet, and there hasn't been too many people keep him quiet since he's come onto the scene. And for me, he's one for the future, and I think he's another person like Sykes and all the rest of the young lads that went across. He'll go across the water, no doubt about that. But I have to say that Aaron Rodgers today, he was excellent against him, and didn't give him much today.
You were forced into shuffling things as well with the injuries and suspensions that we had. Mark Matthews started tonight. How do you think he got on?
Yeah, he done well. It's hard for a young goalkeeper coming in a game like that against the top side, and his kicking was decent in that there. The first one I have to see back again. It maybe could have stayed, but again, I didn't think our defence helped it in terms of the line. I thought the defence dropped too deep, and the first goal we should have been on the 18-yard line. We were already back beyond the penalty spot by the time the ball was delivered, and that's not what we work on in training. That's not what we tell them, and unfortunately, when you do that, then that's letting the team get closer to the goal and their headers closer to the goal, and then, as I said, whoever won the first header, I can't remember if it was Coates or the other centre half, but they've headed it back across, and then they've had a tap in. If we are up at the 18-yard box, then that's more difficult to do. They're maybe heading it from deeper out, and it's maybe a harder chance. But as I say, that's a learning curve again for the boys tonight in terms of their line. Their line was much better in the second half, but unfortunate the second goals come from a corner kick. We've cleared it out. I think Snods wins a header, the front post goes back out again, and then in that phase we've lost concentration, we've lost our men, and the ball comes in and it's a goal. But there's nothing we can do about it now. You know, again, boys give her their all tonight. I can't fault them for that. Played some good stuff tonight. You know, probably the story was the two boxes again where we weren't clinical enough in their box, and in our box we weren't concentrating enough and defending well enough from set pieces.
We'll roll on then to Carrick on Saturday. At least you'll have some of the players who were suspended back as well to help you out in that one.
Yeah, well, we get. I think we get 4 back for Saturday. We get Rory back, Callum, Isaac, and Doyler. But then we lose Fitzy. That's 5 bookings for him tonight, and Aaron Rodgers is away, and there's a potential of Snods with that knee in terms of, you know, what way it reacts after the game. You know, it's all right when he's running about and that there and the blood's still going out. When he stops, you know, we're just worried that might flare up and that might make him a doubt for Saturday. So as much as we get a couple back, we're sort of back to square one again, losing 2 for definite, but at least we might have one more experienced player on the bench on Saturday at least.